Hello, everybody. You are listening to Geek U on Radio Free Radford with Lucas Good, where we talk about all things geek related. So, are you loving this cold weather like I'm not? Good. Okay, so I want to apologize in advance. I was trying to think about what topics I wanted to talk about this week. And when I started to fill it out and I got done, that's when the whole LeBron James posting that meme of Arthur with his fist clenched came out. So, yeah, that would have been a perfect opportunity, but it was wasted. I might make fun of him a couple of times, I'm not sure. But, hey, I apologize. But we do have some dope things to talk about this week. Like, Asher Angel cast as Billy Batson in the live-action Shazam movie. Now, last week, I reported that Zachary Levi was cast as Shazam, the titular hero. Billy Batson is the kid that turns into Shazam. So when he says the word Shazam, he turns into Shazam. So yeah, this Asher Angel kid, he'll be turning into Zachary Levi. And hey, there are worse looking people to turn into, so good for that kid. I personally have never heard of this kid ever. I didn't recognize the name. I've never heard of him before. He is on the Disney Channel show Andy Mack. And I apologize to anybody out there who is a hardcore Andy Mack fan, which I know most of my audience is filled with adults, so if you watch Andy Mack, okay. But yeah, I don't watch the Disney Channel, so I've never seen this kid before, which I think is a great thing because I love seeing fresh talent, somebody that I have never seen before in a role, and I don't know what to expect from them. So, yeah, this kid also looks like he could be Zachary Levi as an adult. They do he does tend to favor him a little bit. And plus the kid is 15, which may seem a little too old for Billy Batson, but I look at it like this. Tom Holland is my age. He's 21, but he's playing a 15-year-old kid in the Spider-Man movies. So this kid looks like you could easily pass this kid off as somebody who's 12 or 11 or something. He definitely looks a lot younger than 15. And eventually down the road when he's in his 20s or he's 20, you could pass him off as 15. They can easily do a trilogy. Now, they might find themselves stuck in the road. Maybe when, what if this kid does play Shazam for the rest of his life? I don't know. But hey, I'm looking forward to the Shazam movie. I am liking everything that I'm hearing. The casting of Zachary Levi is one of my favorite castings in recent memory. And this kid, I hope he delivers. On to our next topic. Brian Michael Bendis, a writer for Marvel Comics, or at least formally for Marvel Comics, is now signing a contract to go to DC Comics. Now, Brian Michael Bendis is the creator of one of my favorite characters within the last 10 years, Miles Morales, aka the Ultimate Spider-Man. And I really liked that run. I really liked his Ultimate Spider-Man run. The art and everything, the storyline. Miles Morales is also a really great character. And the thing about this is Brian Michael Bendis is known to be really politically correct. He's known for writing his teen romances, which if you're into that kind of stuff, okay, but when I'm reading a comic, that's not the kind of stuff that I want to read. And DC is on such a good run with Rebirth, and like I said in a few episodes ago with the Doomsday Clock event that's coming up, which seems really epic. I don't want something that Brian Michael Bendis does to weigh everything down, and he also doesn't really care about continuity, which Rebirth has a really strong continuity, and I just don't want it to be messed up. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far from DC's Rebirth run, and Brian Michael Bendis, the thing about him is that a lot of people complain that he's a social justice warrior, or SJW for short. And yeah, I as much as I love the character of Miles Morales, he tends to go into that route. But hey, I'm willing to give him a chance, and I think everybody else should give him a chance. He's done some really good stuff. He had a good Daredevil run. So we'll just have to wait and see. Also, this week, some really big news broke out. Fox and Disney. Disney is in the talks to buy out most of 20th Century Fox and the Fox studios. Now, this is big because Disney owns Marvel, and the MCU, I love it, but it would just... Fox also owns the rights to the X-Men movies, which are often very hit and miss. Deadpool and Logan are in my top 5 comic book movies of all time. But you have stuff like X-Men Apocalypse, The Last Stand, and that abomination known as X-Men Origins Wolverine. Those kind of taint the franchise a little bit. And so if Disney buys Fox, now they're just in the talks, nothing is official yet, but if they do, there's a great chance, 100% positive I'm 100% positive, I am certain that we could see the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How they do that, I don't know. Maybe mutants are a rising species of evolution in the world of the MCU, because clearly they can't mesh the current timeline of the X-Men movies with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It just wouldn't make sense. But also, a lot of people are concerned that if this happens, what will happen to Deadpool? Because that movie was lightning in a bottle for Fox. And they're making the sequel, and I want to see that franchise continue, but it's rated R. And Disney has a certain reputation for family-friendly films. You see the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Avengers, there's cursing and a little adult subject matter in those movies, but they never go as far as showing you the blood and gore and making jokes about things that shouldn't be joked about the way that the Deadpool movie did. But here's the thing. Disney actually has a pretty big history of producing and coming out with rated R movies. They're just not under the Disney name. They own the studio TriStar, which has come out with some rated R movies. And recently they came out with the movie The Fifth Estate, which had Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Doctor Strange. And so don't worry, if they do a Deadpool movie, they could always just produce it under the TriStar name. Or who knows, maybe they can do a Deadpool TV series. I think that would be pretty cool. But and there are also people complaining that they don't want to see Disney ruined. So are you saying that Fox hasn't done anything bad with the X-Men? Like I just said, X-Men Origins is one of the worst comic book movies of all time, in my opinion and most people's opinion. They also just don't seem to understand the X-Men characters all that much. They refuse to show us the costumes. And I guarantee you that if the X-Men are in the MCU, you will get a classic Wolverine costume that so many people wanted to see Hugh Jackman in. You will see the blue and yellow spandex like you did in X-Men First Class, which Matthew Vaughn did, and it had a very similar tone to Marvel Cinematic Universe movie until but then Bryan Singer came back to direct X-Men Days of Future Past, which was a great movie, but I feel like it was bad for the long run. And anyways, I really want this to happen. I want to see the X-Men in the Avengers. I want to see the Fantastic Four finally get a good movie, because we haven't gotten a good Fantastic Four movie. Fan4stick was absolute garbage. The first two are they're not really that good. But there was a 90s movie which it's sad that might actually be the best Fantastic Four movie. And I know that Marvel would just treat those characters, all the characters that Fox owns, with the utmost care. And with Thanos coming in Infinity War, what do you do after Thanos with all these characters? Disney, with the rights to the X-Men and Fantastic Four and all those characters, they can get the Silver Surfer and Galactus. You literally can't get much bigger than Galactus. And eventually, somewhere down the line, they could do a Secret Wars movie and somehow unite all these characters together. There's so many possibilities that you can do with this. And I am so excited. And I can't wait to see if Marvel does to the Fantastic Four and X-Men what they have done to Spider-Man by reigniting the hype around that character. And to those confused over the deal or the talks, Marvel or Disney wouldn't be getting everything that Fox owns. Like ESPN, Disney owns that. They wouldn't take Fox Sports. And if they did, they would get rid of Fox Sports probably. I'm not really clear on that. There wouldn't be I'm not 100% sure on what would happen to the channel Fox, how that would work. I know that they won't get rid of the local news stations that run on ABC or something like that. So you will not get a Disney-fied version of Fox News, as hilarious as that would be. Oh, well, gee, Goofy, I can't believe that there are so many immigrants coming. You won't get that, but I really kind of want to see that now, but sadly, we won't get that. But anyways, The Rock, he has been cast to play Shazam's archenemy, Black Adam, for so many years now. I think it was made official in 2015, I want to say. Or was it 2014? It was either 2014 or 2015. It's either late 2014 or early 2015, one of those two. But he has been cast as the Black Adam, who is a very rich character. He will not be appearing in the Shazam movie from what we've been told. And there have been rumors about him getting his own solo movie, which makes sense. You cast The Rock, you want to utilize The Rock and get as much money as you can because that guy is a bona fide movie star. But recent reports have said that Black Adam might be in the Suicide Squad sequel. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm all for introducing the character of Black Adam before Shazam, because he is a very deep, rich character. He is not a bad guy. He's a villain, but he's not a villain. He has a good heart. He just goes down a dark path. This character was a slave, and eventually he took over a country and became its king. And there's so much that you can do with that character if you just introduce him in Suicide Squad. I got my tongue got tied there for a second. But yeah, if you introduce him in that movie, you're wasting him, because reports saying that in the movie they're supposed to track down a weapon of mass destruction, and the weapon of mass destruction is supposed to be Black Adam. I don't want that to be the case, because like I said, Black Adam is a really good character. And you have an opportunity to make a very unforgettable character and a very unforgettable villain. But if you just make him some run-of-the-mill, throwaway bad guy, you are wasting a great opportunity for the audience to see such a rich character. And when I say rich character, I don't mean like Bruce Wayne Tony Stark, billionaire rich. I mean, Bruce Wayne, Batman, Tony Stark, Iron Man, complexity and depth. That's what I mean by rich, which, now that I'm saying that, you probably know that, and now I'm just rambling on. But the thing is, I hope this isn't true. And plus, in Suicide Squad, what are they going to do against Black Adam? You have a guy who can shoot a gun really well, a guy who throws boomerang, a crazy person, against this guy with the powers of these ancient warriors. The movie would be over in 5 minutes, if that. So, yeah, that's the thing. The thing in the Marvel movies is that a lot of the complaints is that why don't they just call the Avengers? If you do this with Suicide Squad, the question is going to be, why don't you call the Justice League? A team that's way more qualified to take this guy out. And plus, I want to see The Rock fight Shazam. I want to see Black Adam and Shazam go at it like they do in the comics. Because Black Adam isn't a bad guy. He just has done bad things. And that is my complaint about Doctor Doom and all the Fantastic Four movies. Why do you just go ahead and make Doctor Doom the first bad guy that they face, where you can set him up? Because he's a very complex character. He has this rich backstory of his mother dying and of him learning magic to bring her back to life. And he rules over his country, Latveria, so that way nothing bad can happen to it and nothing's taken away from him. And that's basically Black Adam. He's DC's Doctor Doom in a way. And I just don't want to see him wasted. And that's why I'm glad he's not going to be in the first Shazam movie. Because I want to be able to understand this character before he fights our hero. I feel like he could be a truly special character that the audience empathizes with and understands. He could be a very sympathetic character. And if you just introduce him in Suicide Squad 2, you're not doing anything great. You're wasting a great opportunity. But anyways, on to our next topic, Justice League. In an interview, Jason Momoa said, you gotta wait till the very end of the movie because there is a post-credit scene. Now, people, if this sounds familiar, this is what happens after every single MCU movie. And also in recent memory, all the X-Men movies, starting with the Wolverine. They use these post-credit scenes to set up future movies and maybe get the audience hyped. And occasionally you'll also get a post-credit scene that's a joke, like in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies or Thor and Spider-Man Homecoming. Those movies had really funny post-credit scenes with Captain America, and I'm not going to spoil Thor Ragnarok's post-credit scene because it just came out last week, and I know that a lot of people, like my mother, haven't gotten to see it. By the way, my brother's been bugging me about giving him a shout out in my radio show. So I want to give a shout out to my mother, Valerie Goad, and my father, Robbie Goad. those two are awesome. But anyways, back on topic. Yeah, I'm very interested in what this post-credit scene could be. Could it be setting up the Shazam movie? Could it be setting up the Aquaman movie? Because he has the next movie after Justice League. So will it show him going to Atlantis and trying to meet with those people and learn more about them? Or will it be a post-credit scene that sets up Darkseid, the ultimate big bad, the same way that the Avengers set up Thanos? So, yeah, I think this is really cool. They tried it with Suicide Squad, and they didn't do that with Wonder Woman. And in Batman vs. Superman, they had a weird cliffhanger, which, let's face it, we all know Superman's coming back from the dead. But yeah, who knows? Maybe the post-credit scene has something to do with the Green Lantern. Maybe introduce Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart. I know that there's been a lot of hints about the Green Lantern in some of the marketing, and Henry Cavill has been teasing it like crazy with his Twitter account. So yeah, I'm excited to see what it is. And lastly, I want to talk about Thor Ragnarok. I went and saw it at the Radford Theater last week, and boy, this movie was great. It is easily the best Thor movie. I would put it in my top 5 MCU movies. As of right now, my top 5 are Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, Captain America Winter Soldier, The Avengers, and Captain America Civil War. It's really funny. The character of Tessa Thompson, I know a few weeks ago I said she was the first LGBTQ character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I didn't see anything with that. Maybe they decided to scrap that. I find it weird, but hey, the movie was still great. It's easily the funniest Marvel movie. Chris Hemsworth gives off his best performance as Thor. They take away the hammer, and he has to learn how to protect Asgard and save Asgard without the hammer. He teams up with the Hulk, who I love the Hulk in this movie. I love that we finally get to see the Hulk talk like I've seen him talk in the cartoons and how he does a bit in the comics. And Loki, Tom Hiddleston as Loki is good as always. You can see that they were trying to humiliate him, because we all know Loki's the more interesting character, but the director said that he wanted to make Thor the most interesting character in this movie, and he succeeded. Anyways, if you haven't seen this movie yet, I really highly recommend it. Some of the jokes come in at unnecessary times, but it's one of the best Marvel movies. Anyways, that's all I have for today, folks. This has been Geek U on Radio Free Radford with Lucas Goad. Peace out.